Hi, it's me again with Corel Drill Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this Mustang and it's not too fuzzy. They want to engrave it on wood and they told me that. And I could do a little bit better job on the wheels or the tires. And he wants it to look like this, but he wants to take away the shadow of the car. So for the one I'm doing it for, I reduced it in size quite a bit. It's under 2 inches. So what we're going to do, we're going to expand our yellow box and we're going to take this and I'm going to make a copy. I always make a copy. So in case I have to start over, I'm going to select that car. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline, Trace Clip Art. Takes just a second. And then I'm going to nudge it over. Now, sometimes you don't know which car is which. So if we look down here, this is a group of 582 objects where this is just a bitmap. So this is our trace version. I'm going to go up to Object, Group, and ungroup it. See what it does to the background. And normally that means there's no fill, but we can't have that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to Edit now and Find and Replace. And I am going to select this black. You can see I've got black there. I'm going to go from Selection, Find All, and then I'm going to go Control G to group it. Then I can click off of it and I can grab all the black and move it over. So it left all the white. Now, I did take away one little detail, but it's not that big a deal, but we can take it now and move that over. Now what I want to do, and this is something weird in Corel. I don't know why it does this. I'll show you in just a second. I'm going to left click, right click, and they all look like hairlines. They are. One thing he wants to do is take away the shadow and this glare in the window. Now watch what happens when I take away the window. It says it's still a hairline, but it's not. So we can fix that right off the bat. We don't really have to. I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool and move that over. And then I'm going to left click, right click, and then I can select that big, thick outline and we'll try to get it. And I'm going to hit delete. Well, that deleted the whole car. I need to probably ungroup it. Yep. So I'm going to take that windshield and delete it. And then I'll get the other windshield and move it back over. Now that's going to happen again when we do some other stuff. He wants to take away the shadow. So what we're going to do is take our shape tool and grab that node right there and right click and delete, break it apart. Don't delete it. We're going to take this one right here and right click and break it apart. We're going to take that one right there and break it apart. We're going to take that one right there, right click and break it apart. And we're going to take that one right there and break apart. Now we can take our virtual segment delete key and delete. See what it did? It made my lines thicker. I don't understand why that's happening. So we need to finish the bumper. So I'm going to just take that and put it right there. And if I was doing it for real, that takes maybe a little bit more time. I don't really understand this stuff right in here. So I'm going to delete that node and delete that node and delete that node and maybe bring, that's part of the top of the car. So I'm going to bring that down and then use the shape tool to kind of do it like that. Now, this is our example for our tire. So I wanted to kind of keep it. So we got a really a crooked node right there. So I'm going to bring it up to about there. And then I'm going to take this one and bring it up to about there. And then I'm going to try to select all these. And I'm going to right click and turn them into a curve. That way I can take this. I've got some handles and I can move that around. I'm going to delete some of these. That shouldn't have deleted that last one. And I've just noticed that I'm not really on that other node. And I need to bring it down a little bit. Now, instead of deleting that last node, I'm just going to delete some interior nodes, saving that last one. That will leave us the kind of the shape of the tire. Maybe bring this down a little bit. We can do a lot of this with the smoothing tool. Go up to your shape tool, get your smoothing tool, and click on that and see how it makes it a little rounder, but still doesn't look like a tire. So get back to your shape tool, maybe grab those two nodes and bring them down. Maybe delete that node and bring the center down, or just bring both these down with the handles. Having a little bit of trouble here. Let me delete that node. Our handles are really short. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe delete that node now. There we go. Now the back tire, the same thing. Now we want to get rid of these thick lines in a minute, but we'll worry about that in a second. I'm going to bring this tire up to about here. And I'm going to put a little curve to it. I'm going to separate the tire from the rim a little bit more. I'm going to grab those 2 and 3 nodes and move them over. I'm going to get this node right here and put it on top of that node. I don't really like that. I'm going to delete that node, delete that node, delete that node, maybe delete that node. One thing good about any program, probably as much as in Corel, is you can always go back. That looks pretty rough, and you need to make sure that this is inside there when we change something. Let's get rid of that node, maybe that node. Take this node and use the handle to bring it around. And this is going to be your, you can take a little bit of time, and that doesn't look too bad. Now, to get rid of the dark lines, the thick line, I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and I'm going to fill it. Okay, I got a leak, but it doesn't really matter. Now I need to put in the windshield. We've gotten rid of the shadow. Now we didn't need to do the mag wheels. And with the Smart Fill tool, just take that and that and that, maybe zoom in a little bit. And don't worry about the blue. I'm just doing that for the video. I am going to turn it black and then get these parts. And if you remember earlier, one of those parts is one of the ones I moved over. So I'm going to zoom in here and get them. Smart Fill again. Now it's really rough on the hood. So we can do one of two things. Take this shape tool and try to delete. You know what? It'd probably be better just to use the smoothing tool. The smoothing tool actually takes away nodes. So we're just going to smooth out that hood. Just make sure a lot of times people think, well, my smoothing tool isn't working. Well, it is working. There's a part of the hood I can't really just smooth out. So I'm going to get my shape tool and I'm going to delete that node. That looks pretty good. Now the car top's a little rough. And on this case, you could probably delete some nodes first before you use the smoothing tool. And that doesn't look too bad. Now let's get the smoothing tool again. This would be a good one to put a hotkey for the smoothing tool. And just kind of smooth that out, especially on the roof. Now we got one skinny part right there, so we'll fix that in a second. We want that to be the same, so I'm going to get my shape tool and I'm going to take away that node and that node maybe, and that node. There we go. A little bit of roughness on the tail end of the car. It's a good reason for the shape tool. And, you could do a better job on the tire. Now that it's filled in, it really looks kind of funny. Maybe bring this tire out a little bit. You probably need to bring this node into it because the tire is going to be a little bit thicker right there. Maybe not quite that much. Bring that node out. You can really see it a lot better when it's filled in. Like that tire doesn't look too bad. It's got a little bit of a flat spot. And then it's all Now, we did not get the headlight. I just noticed that would, to me, would be a pretty good crucial part to get that little reflection of the headlight. Now let's take it all. And if you're engraving this, you want to make sure it's RGB. So just select it all and right click. I've lost my 100%. No, there it is. And then you can see some, maybe a little bitty dot right there. That's just see what happens. It's laying on top of there. So we need to kind of put it underneath and then it goes away. And then always click off of it. I would fix the tire up here. Maybe put this right up there. Maybe bring this over here a little bit. And other than that, I think that would engrave quite well. I don't know if we missed anything on the first headlight. Yeah, the first headlight just isn't there. But we've got all the detail of the parking light, a little bit of, and you know, you could change a lot now that it's done. And then always take a yellow box trick. Put a yellow box, go up to object, order back a page, and you can see that everything in yellow will be, if he's going to engrave it on wood, that'll be the wood, and this will be engraved. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit, and thank you for watching.